Hello, crafty friends. This is the Paper Chef here. Welcome to World Card Making Day, Part 2. During Part 1, I shared how I cut up all the pieces for World Card Making Day. And then I watched this amazing presentation. It was a couple hours. And this is what I came up with, which was totally not in the instructions. And it's the Paper Chef way to do everything differently. And what I want to do is share some of these techniques with you. So I still have a lot of pieces left over. We're going to go from there. If you missed part 1 and you want to see how I cut up all the pieces, let me know. So let's put all these in here, explain what these are, show you what the original was and what I came up with. So there we go. Let's get the original. So the first card demonstrated was from Circle Sayings. And this is the bundle. Let's find the bundle. Actually, I think I may have... No, I definitely didn't put it away. So one moment. Oh, here we go. The bundle is, this is the stamp set, and then we have a punch. Okay. So I don't have all of the products from the list that they came up with, which is what they recommended. So here's the products for World Card Making Day that Stampin' Up's presenters presented today. Circle Sayings, Earth and Textures, and Heartfelt Hexagon. So I already had to do something different because I have only these two and I have this punch. So this is why my interpretation. So in the first video, I went through all the measurements and I made 2 of each. That way we can do some crafting right now. But let me just show you my cards first. So if you missed the first video, get all the prep done and you can see how I got the measurements for the cards. So then the first card, this was my interpretation of it. Let me find it again. It was on a basic lemon lolly background, which is great. I like that. But when I started drawing on it, my marker you could use the regular marker, but I was using the blends, and then it sort of bled through. And then I forgot to put something on my table to protect it, so it started getting stuff on the back. It's all dry now. It started getting all wet from my watercoloring. So I decided, okay, I'll still keep this piece. I like this, but I had a lot of scraps from the Masterfully Made from doing some other projects. And I thought, okay, it's just not like me to make a card with straight onto a background. That's just not my style. So I'm just trying to get this little bit of adhesive off there. I have what's called an adhesive eraser, and I'm trying to get that off. Maybe I'll try my electronic eraser, but I digress. So I put everything, I used the techniques that I learned, which is really cool. Like this little banner is cool to make. I use my scoreboard to make it, so we'll show you that. I took the watercoloring techniques from another project, die cut out a bunch of watercolor from the watercolor paper, a bunch of shapes that I had. Even started getting ready for Christmas with some snowflaked watercolor shapes. Cut those out. So colored them, put them on this card. And then I added some bling. So the techniques that I still incorporated were the banner, the way the circle was punched here, coloring. They didn't color straight onto the card. Okay, they colored onto the circles, which I'll just go ahead and punch those out. So they did more like this. But the thing is, while the first event was going on, I thought it was the back of the card because I had just posted my mom's Oktoberfest aprons, and then people started going crazy wanting them and asking about them. And so I ended up doing all these chats and videos and photos of my mom's aprons. So anyway, she sold a bunch of aprons. She's 91 and keeping very busy with her sewing. So anyway, I got distracted. I went back to try to watch part 1 and it wouldn't let me rewind. So then I just kind of looked at this picture, saw a little bit of it, and that was my interpretation of it. Okay, so that was card number 1. Now, card number 2 was watercoloring technique. So the watercolor technique was to take out the shapes from the watercolor paper and like stamp onto them and then watercolor pieces of them and then watercolor some of these sprigs. Now, I don't have this Earth and Textures bundle, but I took a bunch of bundles I did have, and I cut out a bunch of shapes and watercolored them. So here's some things I used, and some of you may be familiar with this from being in my workshops. We'll just take a few of these out. I'll run it through and do one set for you. This is called Nature's Prints. These little guys. Let's put those all right there. I love Nature's Prints. I did a whole workshop series on my YouTube channel. It has a stamp set to go with it. Lots of beautiful dies. as you can see. So I thought they would make good little sprigs in replacement of earth and textures. Then I grabbed out, what else did I, here's one. This translucent florals dies. This is a beautiful little one I got out of there. See, I'm actually trying to put my dies back in the right case they came in. So we'll do one of those. See, that's a really cool die set. And then I grabbed out some of, this is called, oh no, I was going to use seasonal labels dies, but they just weren't cutting the mustard for me. They just weren't detailed enough. But I did grab, there was something about frame florets. There we go. And then I use Season of Chic as well. So framed florets dies, simply gorgeous. Look at these cool sprigs. Put that there to show you. Okay, so I like those. We'll die cut those. And then frame florets is an awesome set of dies too. It has frames. You've seen these. If you're in my card club, you had these one time. Or in one of my clubs or kits, we put some frames in there for you. And then I use the Chic dies, Season of Chic, which is one of my workshop series, to cut out a bunch of snowflakes, but I don't need to do that right now. And in that die set, there's snowflakes and leaves and seashells and all, you know, it's a Season of Chic is for all seasons. So I just wanted to make the most of the paper. So I die cut out this piece of paper and this was the watercolor paper, the fluid watercolor paper. So while I'm talking and showing you that, I'm going to take this out. So that's my interpretation of this card is here. I took the concept of this punch. I took the concept of that shape, and instead I used the hexagon, heartfelt hexagon punch, and I watercolored the paper on top. I'll show you how I did that. This is a crafting video. This isn't just a demonstration of my cards. We're actually going to do some crafting. It's World Card Making Day. I'm going to show you how I got these colors. We're going to do the watercoloring first because it has to dry before we don't actually have to use everything that we watercolor. I'll show you the techniques and maybe put together something as it's dry. So that's one interpretation of that. And then this is another interpretation of that. I thought I liked the idea of having 3 shapes and having some sprigs, but I don't like putting stuff right onto the card base. That's my personal preference. I like another layer. So I added that layer again of Masterfully Made Designer Series paper. I took 3 shapes. I watercolored them different shades. This one being lightest, this one being the darkest, and this one being half watercolored. This is stamped on watercolor paper, and these are all watercolor shapes that I either glued or this one was big enough to pop up with dimensionals. So that is how I interpreted that card. I know it doesn't look anything like that, but this is what card making is about. That's what I try to emphasize on this channel over and over, that you need to be you. You need to take swap cards and pictures from the catalog and get inspiration from them and then do your own thing. That's what crafting is all about. Or you can, even if you just did what their thing was, you would still be overflowing with creativity just by watching them and doing exactly what they do because their cards are fabulous. And then there was a third card. Looking for the third card. Here's the paper. It was this card. And I just couldn't bring myself to put a card onto a white background. To put shapes onto a white background. So I totally interpreted that a little bit different. But I love the punch tips. Sometimes we use punches in different ways and we forget about all the versatility. There should be 5 cards here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here it is. Here's the 5th one. So I was inspired by this technique. I love their card. I love their demonstration and their camaraderie. It's awesome what they were doing. But I used the circle sayings again for my stamps. And I love how you can make a banner out of this punch. So I will show you how to do that. Make a banner out of the punch. I like the layering of colors. I like using these little strips to accent this. So I did use I gathered inspiration from this design. Look at it. This is the design. Except they stamped onto theirs. You might be able to see the stitching. I don't have the heartfelt hexagon stamp set, but there's stitching on there. There's stitching up there. So, it's really, really inspiring. And then this one is a banner. And again, I had the white background, but there was, the white card, but I ended up putting that together like so. So those are the three cards I started with, and those are the 5 cards I finished with. And I pretty much did all those while watching. I did half of them while watching, and then it took me about another, because I was so busy selling my mom's aprons. I'm trying to help her out. And then I was I just made them up until about an hour after the event. So we'll use those circles. I'm not making 5 cards again, but I'm just going to, what I'm going to do, what I would like to do is start this tutorial by die cutting. Then I could do the watercoloring for you, because if we watercolor, they'll be a little bit wet, and when they'll be drying while I show you the other techniques. So the idea right now is going to be we're die cutting onto watercolor paper because it absorbs the ink in a whole different way than you're used to. So I'm getting my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, opening that up and making sure there's nothing piled up over there. And this die cutting sandwich is, whoops, the base plate. You always need the base plate when you use our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is a great thing to get in your starter kit, by the way, if you plan on joining. And I'll tell you about the free shipping special as well. Okay, base plate number 2, plate number 3, and then we put our dies down, and then we have another plate number 3 for the top. I'll just use one of these plates for the top. Put your watercolor paper down. Put all of your little die cuts on there. I'm actually not worrying about how I'm arranging them. I'm keeping them far enough apart so that they don't knock into each other. That way I don't have to use any painter's tape. You're always going to put the little blade side down. And I think I have one more. So again, just find yourself some little sprigs to die cut. Everybody has some sprigs in their collection if you're a die cutter. And I'm putting a little lid on it and I'm cranking it through. Okay, so you want to do that. You don't want to die cut after you watercolor, because as they were showing in the video, they were leaving a little bit of white on the edges and coloring them with 2 different colors. And it's just easier to do. Something went spring. All right, I'm done with this machine, and now I have some more room on my table. Everything went bing. All right. It would just be fabulous if I could put these dies back where they go right now. So you want to get your dies out, you want to use the take your pick tool. So if there's any stuck in there. So I have 5 from the Nature's Prints. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and if you need to, you poke through with this. I don't need to because they're just popping right out. So 1, 2. Okay. I'm just trying to find the ones from Nature's Prints. 3, 4. Okay, there's one more. It's 5. I'm bound and determined not to lose my dies tonight. So Nature's Prints was a square one. Okay. They're called Natural Prints dies. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I heard that little bing sound. Remember? There we go. 5. They are put away. Dun, 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 in their package. You know that's very rare for me if you watch me. I'm a hot mess usually. All right, this one is the frame florets. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Beautiful. Okay, there's nothing in there. Nothing in there, nothing in there. Frame florets. That's this one. 1, 2, and 3. They're put away. So I just use different sets because like I said, I don't have earth and textures. Do I want to get earth and textures? I do love it. But honestly, I don't love it enough to probably get it because I have so many nature sets. I actually love nature. I still have Forever Fern. I have the Sun Prints suite. I have with the Nature's Prints. I even found a few more while I was just doing this video. So I probably won't get earth and textures, but if you don't have a nature suite, earth and textures is fantastic. So now I want to just kind of put all this little stuff here, and then we'll do the watercoloring on my little artboard thing with some. So I'm poking through. You can poke through with your little take your pick tool, poking out the little holes, and you don't even have to poke them out. They'll kind of come out on their own when you start putting the glue on stuff and you start. And you could use adhesive sheets as well. Then you turn these into little stickers, which is nice. All right, so we have this silicone mat. So we're going to put this here. And if you're going to watercolor with me, and you want to take out your lemon lime twist, that's what they used, and Blueberry bushel is what I'm using. Or no, and I'm sorry. Blueberry bushel. No, not blueberry bushel, except for this, the punch. We'll punch out some shapes. Blueberry bushel is for the shape one. So we're going to do that too. Put that here. So over here, we will watercolor some punched out shapes. So let's go ahead and punch out. At least one shape. And if not, I'll get another piece. If that don't work out, I'll get another piece of paper. Here, let me just put that on here. Alrighty. So now you want to use... Okay, we'll do that one is going to be blueberry bushel. We're going to do this one last. Lost Lagoon is what they used. So we're inspired by what we just saw. So I'm going to keep it with the Lost Lagoon and lemon lime twist. Okay, I'm getting rid of all that paper because it's in my way. And my wax paper. And sure enough, I found a die. You saw how good I was about putting the dies away, and then there's a random die. Oh, that's probably from the other set. I didn't put it away. I know, it's kind of funny. Okay, and we're going to use lemon lime twist. So I'm going to get a stamping block to put the ink on. So I just go like this. And you could also put it inside of your, like inside of your lid or something, if you want. Okay, I'm going to get another stamping block for the Lost Lagoon. So like that. And I'm going to use my aqua painter. Okay, it already has some water in the chamber, the aqua painter. So what you want to do, what I like to do when I'm watercoloring, let's make sure there's something under there not making this flat. Okay, maybe it's that. I need this to be flat. Okay, so what I like to do is get a little bit of water over here, squeeze out some water that I can dip into. And here, I'll just get my water bottle. Just because I need to sometimes make them a little bit more watery. All right, so we're going to take the lemon lime twist first. And it might still have a little bit of blueberry in it, but that's okay. And we're just going to go like that on the leaves. Okay, so you want to leave a little bit of the, when they were showing the technique, they were leaving a little bit of white on the edges. But look at that great color absorption. And this paper allows you to blend as well. So I'm dipping into the lemon lime twist. Not dipping straight into the ink pad, mind you. I'm dipping straight into the stamping block that has some of the ink on it. And I'm not coloring the whole thing. I'm just kind of coloring down the middle. Again, this is my interpretation of what I just saw. So I did like this combination of colors, and I wasn't really even thinking of ever using this combination of colors. Where we use lemon lime twist. There's a fly in my shisha. It's attacking my ear. All right, there you go. So you're already like giving these life, breathing life into these. Let me poke this little guy out. Okay. Go away. Get the putty side and get rid of it. Now you're going to take, this is why you have the little bit of water there. You're going to take this Lost Lagoon, that's over here, this other color. So if you're just tracking, this was lemon lime twist and the Lost Lagoon. I'm taking the Lost Lagoon and I'm just going over these, and see that the colors just blend together. It's so pretty. And they left the tips white, which I really like that idea of leaving the tips a little bit white for texture, dimension. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing that little thing. Doing my thing. And then these will dry while I'm getting the next part of this tutorial ready. Okay. Good. That one could be a little darker for me. All right. All right, that's watercoloring 101. Now we're going to close this, and I'm going to put a little bit of water on here because I just want to clean my brush a little bit. All right, so I will now use blueberry bushel. So I'm just cleaning my brush a little bit. I mean, is it good enough? It's good enough. Okay. I'm going to now take blueberry bushel and a stamping block. Let's get rid of these ones for now. So, I don't know, maybe I could probably get away with this little stamping block. right? So I just put a little bit of ink on my stamping block, like so. And I'm going to dip on in there. And just, okay, good. Let's give myself a little bit of room. And what I'm going to do is just, well, I'm right-handed, so I should probably go up here a little bit more and turn it like that. Okay, let's try. We're going to go like that and just sort of, this is all I did. I just colored half of it. And when I messed up, I just flipped the little shape over is all. It just made it nice because the sentiment didn't take up the whole thing. And so if you're like, mine's not coming out like that when I color, it's because you're not using watercolor paper. Watercolor paper has amazing properties. Like you can see, you can like shade it and make it darker and lighter. All right, so that's the idea. And of course you could do this to the whole thing. I'm just doing it to a little bit of a line across the middle. Actually, here, we'll do it a little bit more up there because we're just going to put thank you on this one. Okay, close enough. Okay, so good. I'm happy with that. And got to show you the watercolor technique for the sentiment. Now we're going to stamp in rich, or no, not rich raspberry, berry burst, because it'll go with our card. We'll just use that stamping block, and let's find the nearest thing here. We're going to use thank you. Tap, tap, tap. All right, I always tell you, stamp onto something first, right? Before you stamp onto your sentiment. Oops, that's not flat. Okay, always make sure your stamp isn't wet and that you get a good crisp image. Like here, let me show you this again. Okay, get a good crisp image before you stamp. Okay, that's crisp. Before you try to stamp onto this guy. Don't go right from the stamp pad straight to your little sentiment shape. Oh, it came out good. A little bit smeared, but it's okay. So, and since it's a little bit smeared, you can just go with it. Or you can try to get those little fuzzies up. See, I got the fuzzies up. They weren't actual, they were just lint. All right, so good. So now we've done a couple of the techniques that I learned about in the World Card Making Day, or either learned about for the first time or reminded about. This one was cool because I hadn't even had this punch. So this one was like, oh yeah, the punch, you can use it for all these different ways. So that was cool. That was really cool because I just got this punch and I was like, yes, use it as a banner. All right, so that's why these are drying. We'll do that. Let me just wipe my hands off with the baby wipe and get this guy cleaned off. All right, now I'm over here wiping this on my t-shirt. So I already have the shapes cut out. Again, watch that from part 1. This is really cool. You're going to like this. We're going to take this piece, right? And we're going to go in here and pull it through. That's why we made them the exact size we did. Okay? So you pull it all the way down until you see it peek through. Oh, it's peeking. And push it back. Okay? And then punch. In other words, make sure that it's peeking through so that you're not cutting off the top. Okay, now we want to make a banner. Now, just so you know what I'm doing, because I'm going to bring in this card here. This is the card. I'm going to show you sort of how I made that banner, right? And you're going to take this little guy and put it back through. Or sorry, put it back through this way. Or just pull it, go like this. Put it through. In other words, we're putting the other side of the banner. Lift it up again. Oh, good. And Kathy's saying she got her aprons. Isn't that cute? So now how big do you want this little banner? That's how big you make it. Well, I'm going to do it vertically. Well, let's see. How am I going to do it vertically? Let's see what kind of card I have. It doesn't really matter. It can fit vertically or horizontally. What do I still have over here? I think I have a Azure Afternoon card. Not really sure what I still have over there. Well, we'll figure it out in a minute. We'll just go like this. Let's pull it through about that big, and punch. Woo, there it goes. Okay, so now we have this really cool banner, and we can stamp onto it. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we can make another layer like so. So let's make it Because You're Awesome in Blueberry Bushel, because that's a great color to stamp with. Because You're Awesome. Okay, we have to find the stamp set, and hopefully I put it back inside there. Smile. Happy birthday. All right, there it was. There it was, so it must be on a stamping block somewhere. Okay, here it is. It's a little stained because, you know, I've been using red inks on it. So what we want to do is you want to stamp it onto a piece of paper first. And it could still be a little bit wet. Okay, it does look a little bit wet. So I'm going to just get another sticky note until I think that it's dry. Okay, almost. I want a crisp image before I put it on the watercolor. Oh no, that's not even watercolor paper. By the way, this isn't watercolor paper. This is just basic white. All right, so you have your cute little banner. Awesome. Yay. Yay. Okay, so now we want the little piece of lemon lime twist that we cut out earlier. So note to self, clean up from one project before you start another. We have a big old hot mess over here. So this is the little shapes they told us to cut out. And definitely go back and watch my first tutorial about the shapes, because these were so convenient. They were cut to the exact shape I needed. You know, you still had your little handle on these, right? You still had my hand, I mean. So when you cut out a shape, you want to be able to, your hand still be able to have a little hole there, right? So these were the perfect size without wasting paper. So what you want to do now is get it about halfway through, halfway there. Now the way I was kind of telling it was straight is I was looking at the little circle inside the punch. See, it just kind of shows me that it's halfway. Now, if you're going to do a ton of these, like say you're doing a swap, what I would do is I would mark off the edges with washi tape. Just mark off the exact edges, like measure from the top down to here, mark off the sides, and that way you can line the paper up exactly each time. So that is that, and now you're going to glue that however high you want it. So, you know, like that, right? If you want it higher, if you want it lower, right? Just like that is where I want it. And then you have these little cute pieces that we cut out. So I'm just showing you all the different techniques which were in World Card Making Day for this kind of mystery card that I'm showing you. I should still have some little tiny pieces of, they were called, oh, you know why I can't find them is this little, there's a placemat there, and it's kind of, it's covering all my stuff. That's what's happening. So I was like, where's all my stuff? Here we go. It's under my plastic placemat. Okay, there. This little piece. So isn't that cute? You can go like, oh, we'll use this side because that side has a lot of glue on it. Or not glue, but a lot of ink. So we'll do something like that. It's just really pretty. So we're going to go ahead and do it with glue. Do it with glue. Get out of here, wax paper. Okay, my craft room needs a big cleaning. That'll be tomorrow's project. Because tonight I'm crafting because it's World Card Making Day. So here we go. This is going to be, oops. I'm going to put it, maybe find the other one. Do we have another one? Do we have another one? All right, we'll just have to use this one. So there's a little ink on it. It's okay. It's my ink from my fingers. Okay, so that's good. You can kind of just do that and then cut off the edge. You just cut it off with a pair of scissors. That's fine, scissors. Use my contraband scissors. They're not really contraband. They're just from Fiskars. They're not from Stampin' Up. All right, this is... There we go. And I'm going to put that, oops, on top of there. Oh, I like it even better than the first one. Do you guys like it better with the stripe of Bubble Bath? So it's just say with Bubble Bath or without Bubble Bath. So I'm going to put that on there. So by the way, just so you know what we're doing, we're going to make a card using those little watercolor shapes that are drying right now. We're going to use one of the backgrounds I already have that I've already made, the card bases. We're going to add some of the Masterfully Made Designer Series paper to it. We're going to add some sprigs, and then you're going to have learned all these techniques that I just learned or was reminded of in World Card Making Day. So these are all World Card Making Day inspired cards. So now we're going to take that extra little shape, and we'll do one of these. We'll do it like that, and then we'll see what this one is. Okay. We have this little shape. We're going to do half, about like so. So we're making sort of a combination of this, like maybe one or two cards. Like we're kind of combining these techniques. You see what I'm doing? I'm using a banner. I'm just, no two cards are ever the same. And then I'll even try to throw in the banner there if we have time, depending. All right, so now that one's good. This one we need to trim the edges of. Then we need a little piece of, oops, it's not straight. You can actually use the bottom to see if it's straight. It's straight enough, right? It looks straight to our eyes. Good. Now, I'm going to see what this little, I might have to use this bigger piece here. Oh wait, here, I do have one. I knew I had one more. But I think I need a little trim for it. So, you may need to use a little piece of lemon lime twist. That was a 1/4 inch. Stay straight. I'm not bringing my trimmer into the video, but just so you know what I'm doing, I'm over here trimming up a little. You just want to trim up a little complementary color when you do this. Okay, so halfway up there, about like so. So I was excited about this punch before, but now I think it's like my favorite punch, just thinking of all the possibilities of it. I mean, my favorite current punch. I have a favorite that changes all the time. I still love my fancy tag topper punch. I still love my scallop tag topper punch, but those are both retired. I like, this is like a new way of, like, I think I'll be making some bookmarks with it. Okay, now we have all these are going to go with that. This is going to go, and we're going to use all those sprigs. All right, so let's get cranking with the card base. Let's see what I still have over here. I have a lemon lime twist card base. I'm just making sure I don't have ink all over. That'll be nice. And I think I still have one white card base left because I sure didn't use it. I don't think I used, I know I made 2. See if I have any white. And if not, we'll just look in my bucket of crafty goodness and see if I have anything already made. Okay, let's see if I used a white. So here's the lemon lolly, white. Then I used the 2 blueberry bushels. And then there was a night of navy I used. Okay, so now we'll just use, I can use night of navy. That I have a lot of. So we will do a night of navy card because it coordinates with, oh good, and it opens the other way. All right, so we'll do a horizontal and we'll do a vertical card. And we will use the Masterfully Made paper. So let's let you guys pick out the kind you like. So we need, we'll just do, I'm just going to, okay, so for this, for the Night of Navy card, let's put that to the side. We could either do a plain. So first just say plain or floral, okay? And then we'll go from there. So we're going to say plain or floral. And then we'll pick out which one of which, okay? So that's, while I grab my trimmer, while I put this ink away. So you guys vote. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Nancy saying she loves how I do the cards and put my own inspiration on them. Thank you, Nancy, from Ontario, Canada. And Melody said she likes it with bubble bath. Cool. Thank you, Melody. Oh, a Santa hat. Yep. That's cool. It does look like a Santa hat. It can be a little house too. This punch, if you can make it look like a little house like they showed in the video. Okay, Phil likes it better with bubble bath. Kathy too. Yep. Okay, good. Right, Melody? Sometimes we need a reminder about these punches and what to do with them. Hello, Phil from Florida. Kathy saying she got her apron package. I've been selling aprons all day. It's like, man, my mom doesn't know how to use, like, she's never used social media, but she can sew like a champ. But I do the selling for her. Hello, Lisa. And Linda from Stamp Cut and Create. And the video keeps stopping. I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa. Is it stopping for the rest of you? Linda, I know I've had a lot on my phone today. Hello, Melissa from Texas and Hilda and Lisa. Okay, what do we have voting? We have floral. Okay, so floral is it. So now, out of the floral, so do you want this or that? Meaning this one or that one? Okay, so this or that. Well, you didn't vote in time, so we already got the plain. We'll do plain maybe for the next one. Okay, we'll do this one with floral. Okay, let's see. I'm just cleaning off my stamps here. Trying to unearth my trimmer. Okay, we need a tiebreaker. We need a tiebreaker. Now this is going to be a horizontal card, so either way I need the paper to be horizontal. Actually, I'll just cut both papers and then while you're voting for this or that. This was this was this, and this was that, right? I don't remember now. Oh my goodness. We'll just go like this and make it horizontal. I'm doing 4 1/8. In other words, I'm having a little, just an eighth around the edges. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. All I'm doing is making it a 1/4 inch. I mean, 1/8 of an inch around the edge. All right, so do you like it better like this? This is the first color, which doesn't contrast as much, but it still looks cool. Or do you like it better with that? And I know I might have switched to this and that, but I'm just saying like from before. And I can't adhere it yet because I need to do the hexagons first. Or no, actually I can adhere it. I can adhere it. That one's not going to have the hexagons in the same way. This one is going to be this card. So actually I can adhere it. Okay, this, thank you. All right, so that's going to be our piece. So there we go. Now, I can adhere it first because we're not doing anything out to the edge. I did use, so this one's only have 1/8 of an inch out to the edge because I'm trying to cover up the background. And before, well, we can see. Let's see. Nope, I'm not going to put anything in the middle. I'm not going to put a strip across the middle for this one because I can put those little sprigs coming out the back for contrast. I hope that was not upside down. The text does go a certain way, so I hope I didn't do it upside down. That this card still opens that way. Okay, good. So you have a choice. So we're putting this in the middle, and I'm going to put sprigs around it, but you could do little things. Like, I don't want to put something across the whole middle, but I could do something like this, where I just make a little banner across the middle and trim it down because I really like this background, and that's why I didn't want to use a plain card background. So something like this. Now we have to do it. The text goes a certain way, even though it's, you know, all sort of like Latin, or I don't even know, Old English, whatever. We still have it. I still want to make it so it's not upside down. Okay, there's some glue on there. Okay, so what I'm doing is just giving a little bit of contrast behind it. And then I take my scissors and I just make a little banner. Okay, like so. All right, so now I still have, that's just a layer. Now pop that up with dimensionals. And then that way the sprig can be behind it. I should grab out my black dimensionals because they're bigger and I don't need as many. Okay, watercolor paper. It doesn't, things don't stick to it very well. So I am whipping out my black dimensionals, I'm putting one here in the middle to hold it there. Okay, so we're sticking one there. All right, I can't wait to see how this card comes out. So we're gonna put that there. And now we need our glue for these watercolor shapes. So let's save, well, no, we can do, hold on, let me just see this other layout. Okay, before I do this, do you want to do tone, let's see. I'm gonna say, here, okay? Let's let you pick the color while I'm doing this. Do you like it tone on tone for this next card? Lemon Lime Twist would be tone on tone. So Lemon Lime Twist, just put Lemon Lime, LL. Berry Burst, BB. Pretty Peacock, PP. Pretty Peacock, PP. Okay, LL, Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, this one, Berry Burst or Pretty Peacock while I'm doing this. Okay, so now, while we're thinking of that, this one's going to be on the next card. So let's put that stuff over there. I'm going to put this sprig on this card. Something like that. We'll just put on we'll get some glue. So these you need glue for because they're very delicate. Or I could have used adhesive sheets in the first place. Right? That's what I could have done. But I didn't use adhesive sheets, so we're just using glue. I'm going to stick that kind of right there, sort of kind of at a curve, but I don't really want to block the edge of the banner. Something like that. Okay, good. Now, over here, we can pop one of these up with dimensionals. But I think I'll save that one for the other card. We have 2 of those, so I can use one on this card, and we have 3 of these. So I need an odd number. I can either 3 or 5. Let's see. If I do these 3 over there, then I can do these 5 over here. So that way I have an odd number for the other card and an odd number for this card. So now we don't need any dimensionals for these. We're just going to use all glue. So because there's a tall one on that side, I'm putting a tall one on this side, like so. And then these will just kind of stick out from behind. It's like a little, again, this is frame florets, this little guy. Stick him coming out there. And we'll put this little one over here. Well, let's see. Let's lay it out. Maybe this is facing that way. I'm thinking here. You know what? Right there. Okay? We'll put one right up there, and we'll put one like down here, maybe kind of, or no, that's too much on that side. And if you're saying, why don't you need it? Well, you need it because I'm trying to do an odd number. That's why I kind of need it, but it's like, where does it go? I don't want to cover that one up. I think I'm going to put it up there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm liking it. So that's your card, and then we have some bling. Got to add the bling. And they use the little tinsel gems, of which mine have seen better days. They're all over the place, but we'll just kind of plop a few on there. Plop. Plop. Okay, put the little, oops, get off me. This is a little blueberry bushel one, and that's a little, it's Pretty Peacock one. Here, we'll use this. Oh, no, that's a different kind. How'd you get on there? That's a gem. Here, we'll put one of these on there. Up there. All right, so there's my bling, and there's the first card. So inspired by World Card Making Day, because we punched out the shapes from watercolor paper. We colored the watercolor paper. We die cut shapes out of watercolor paper, and we colored those too, and we layered it up. So this is all that you can do with that card. And let's see what we have for the vote for this one. PP, BB, PP, BB, 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 LL. Okay, this one has won. The Berry Burst has the most votes. So we're going to cut it. So this is a vertical card, so I'm going to turn this paper like this. And I'm going to go again. I'm going to do the 4 1/8 thing because I'm trying to have some big backgrounds here. 4 1/8. I usually do 4 inches, but this time it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Just so I have that 1/8 of an inch there. So you can hardly see the lemon lime twist sticking out, right? It's very close to the edge because there's a reason for it. I'm not even attaching it yet. there's a reason when I was playing with these hexagons, right? Oops, that one's not going to contrast now, guys. We have to punch out a different one, but it's all good. We have to use lemon lolly. Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here. We're going to use lemon lolly right here and berry burst to trim it with, because we can't put that one on top of a, we can't put berry burst on top of berry burst. There won't be any contrast. Trim a little piece of this. You need a 1/4 inch when you're trimming. Sure is a lot easier to cut a longer piece, isn't it? So otherwise that would have just got sucked right into that. Like it would have been like drowned in there if I try to put that on there. So you know what I mean? It just drowns in the, but I can put the little piece on top of berry burst because that's okay because it's on top of the lemon lolly. So anywho, what I was saying is it helped me to use this paper as a guide before I attached it to the next layer. So you'll see what I mean. Okay, so I went like, this is my layout. Oops. All right, that did get sucked in there, didn't it, the color? Maybe that one does look better after all. Maybe we can do something here. Wouldn't that be neat? Maybe we'll do something like that. I mean, why not? Then I really have contrast there. I like it. So I mean, there's this punch is so versatile. But anywho, so if it's better if I put these shapes on the card ahead of time, because then I can line them up to the top, like so, like here, like this, right? Isn't that neat? And then I can, here, let me show you. I can line them up and kind of use this as an edge, like the edge of my paper, the edge of my little board, and then I can line them up. Okay, this one needs, so we have to tie in the colors. So let's do the top and the bottom, and then I'll show you what I mean by tying in the colors. It needs a belly band, and there's a reason, because it doesn't have, we need the Azure Afternoon. We already have the Lemon Lime Twist card. So this color's tied in because it's the same color as the background. The Berry Burst is, of course, a tied in color because it's the color of this little designer series paper, right? So that's tied in. This color's tied in. The Lemon Lolly's tied in because we use it twice. But this Lemon Lime Twist is tied in here. But this blue Azure Afternoon is not tied in. You can't put a card with like one color only and never tying it in to the rest of the card. So I have to put a belly band of with some kind of bluish shade in it. I know these colors coordinate because these are all like from the new color collection. See, so I'm using that as a guide. That's why I'm not taping that to the other card yet. All right, so let's put that over there for now. And we need a belly band, so let's grab something. Looking for scraps here. Or we can just use, we don't really need the new paper. We can use. All right. Nope. I'll know it when I see it. That has some pretty peacock going on. Ah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I knew it when I saw it. Okay, so this is our belly band because it has some of the color in it from here. See? So let's go ahead and make an inch belly band. And I'm going to do it at an angle because I really like that color in there. So let's, okay, where's the lid for the glue? I'm just going to kind of do this kind of thing, right? And make it an inch. All right, because I like more of the blue showing. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted. Sometimes you just know what you're looking for, but you have to see it. Oh yeah, look at that. That's gonna be cool. Well, I didn't need the lid for the glue after all because I'm using the glue anyway. Now I need the lid. So we're gonna put this on here like so. Across the middle. And that gives us the tie-in for this color for your card. It makes a difference if you don't use the color somewhere else in the card. Don't just randomly use a color because Stampin' Up! Says it coordinates. It's not enough to just use the color. You have to tie it into another part of the card. And this goes the same when you're doing your Canva designs, etc., etc. Oh, I'm kind of liking that at the bottom now. I don't know. Okay, do you like the double banner at the bottom or do you like the double banner at the top? Or we can even do it on the side. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I don't. We have a vertical card. So we're doing it vertically. So do you like the double banner at the top or do you like the double banner at the bottom? Okay, we'll see what you guys vote while I'm putting this glue on it, and I need to find the lemon lime twist because as soon as I put the glue on it, we need to attach it to the card. So either way, it needs glue. Okay, so Phil's saying top. Okay, we're going to say top. We're keeping it at the top because that way it doesn't, the lemon lime twist is not right next to each other. That's actually a good idea, Phil, because there's a little piece of lemon lime twist on there. You'll see what I mean. All right, so put this. So we're going to keep the double banner at the top. Let's make sure the card still opens up vertically. Okay, and we're going to use this little, I love working with these little trays. And I can give you the link as to where to buy them. I am an affiliate with the company that sells these trays. All right. Oh my goodness, I love this card. The reason I love this card is because it's not even done yet, and I love the card because it has elements, and you could just do so much with that punch. You could be like, okay, these are the sides of the card, right? Or that's the top of the card. I mean, you can do this to your banner, right? You could do that to your banner, right? All this stuff. But the reason I like it, I like the banner. Well, I shouldn't make that over. I like the banner in the middle because the lemon lime twist then is kind of further away. All right, so let's put this dimensionals on here, and then we'll add our little sprigs. All right, so that's like going like that. And now we need our 3 little sprigs. This one can be, we'll glue that one down. And then this one we can pop up with dimensionals, and there should be a third one somewhere. Where are you? Here's a third one. I'll figure out where to put the third one. But the first one's going to be glued down. Okay, maybe, yeah. I think I'll put this one over there. I'm not sure where I'm going to put. This one might just go like kind of coming out from under. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to do this one first because the other one will depend on where this one goes. See how he leans in there. Maybe underneath will come out down the bottom. And if you see me getting blobs of glue everywhere, it does dry clear. I'm just going to have to go straight into the bathtub after this. I have ink up and down my arms and everywhere. And that one's going to use dimensionals. It's like when a little kid goes out and it plays. It's like they come back in. It's like right into the bathtub. Well, that's me. I've been playing with World Card Making Day. All right, so this is, and you could even add Wink Estelle to these. And you see how fast they dried. Ooh, I like it. And I would probably even add 5 of these. You know, you could add 5 or 6 sprigs, but they're the only ones that we die cut. So now we can add some of our bling. This is Pretty Peacock, and this would be Blueberry Bushel. Okay, you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to go ahead and add, see if this one still sticks. I have 1 or 2 more other colors. This one, it might not stick anymore. The thing about these are they're not that sticky as my other dimensionals. Get out of here. I'm going to put this. Okay, this is the job for a take your pick tool. Sometimes you need the take your pick tool. I think the adhesive fell off of that, so meaning I could put another glue dot on it, but anyway, I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to do like the 2 next to each other. Like so. That one being up a little higher than that one. Okay, stay. And then I'm going to put like a little lemon one down at the bottom. Just so I have 5 total. All right, let's put the little, I don't have any lemon ones. So I will do another, I'll do a blueberry. Okay, I just wanted an extra little bling on there. So now you can see, let me put this one away. This one was from the translucent floral dies. I'm going to leave it like that because I think I want to make some more of that. I really like this. I just want to show you. Those dies, by the way, are part of this bundle, Translucent Florals bundle. This was what we used for another event we had at Stampin' Up, another online event. All right, so that's why I have that. But it's available in our catalog now. All righty, so we have learned, we're going to go full circle. Here's our Because You're Awesome card. So that's the card that I created based on, wait for it. If you just got in my video, you're going to be like, what? Okay, so this is Hi Diane and Hi Lala's Crafts. Okay, double next to white part of the tag. Okay, bottom. Wow, I got so many different votes, but the card is done. Okay, so I actually like, do you guys like it better with I like it better with the little sprigs on it. But I also like it having this extra layer. I forgot that I did this extra layer of DSP. So that extra layer is kind of replaced by having this band in there. So either way, that card is inspired by this card here. Heartfelt hexagon, cutting out half hexagons, little strips to put on your hexagons, some of the tinsel gems, stamping, and then putting cardstock over the other half, which you don't stamp. The difference is they put this on right onto a white card. And the other difference is, if you can see that, there's a little stitched stamp on there. That's the other difference. Stitched stamp. I mean, that's part of this stamp set that I don't have. All right, so that was one card. And then we created this card. Or no, I thought we created this card. And this card was inspired by, the last thing I'm doing is showing this card here. So I was inspired, this thank you card was inspired by this card here. Using sprigs, watercoloring, 3 of the shapes. I don't have earth and texture, so I used the hexagon punch. Heartfelt hexagon punch instead. So this time I used 3 shapes. This was blueberry bushel. That was blueberry bushel. I just colored it a lot more times than that one. This one I colored it once. This one I just kept adding layers of ink, making it darker. And the watercolor shapes, once again, were Lemon Lime Twist and Lost Lagoon. Okay, and then we did some extra ones there and there. And finally, for World Card Making Day, I was inspired by the first card. This card here, like so. And I just want to show you the banner, not the whole thing, because we're coming up on my hour, and I turn into a pumpkin. Just kidding. All right, so you take I'm just going to take any piece of, here, we'll take this piece of paper. And the thing that I did for my banner was I took my Simply Scored. Look at these gems. See that I mean? They're like everywhere. They pop off everywhere. So, okay, I put my Simply Scored and I went 1 3/4 on each side is what I did. 1 3/4, 1 3/4. Okay? That's my only tip for you for making this banner. It was so much easier for me to do that because what that did, the 1 3/4 on each side. And later I'll put the dimensions in this video for World Card Making Day, or the link to where you get all the dimensions. And my dimensions too. I'll give you my dimensions for my cards too as well. So that just helped me because it showed me where to stamp the sentiment in the middle. So when you stamp the thank you or the because you're awesome, you want to do that first, because if that doesn't come out, there's no sense making the banner, right? If you can't get that part right, why waste your time on the banner? Like folding it and cutting it and everything else if this part is not right. So you want to get this part centered, and that's why the score lines really help me, because it helped me center my sentiment perfectly. See, that's what I did. And then I did the little folding and all that jazz. So I went like, next thing I did is the little snippy. I went like this. something like that, and I just cut down to the middle. This was just me eyeballing it. I didn't even get to watch them do this one. I just kind of eyeballed it from the picture, from making banners. I don't know if they have any other tricks. And then what I did is I took this little shape. Okay, how far did I make it? I just went around and put that little shape on this side. I mean, you can still do your little cut if you want. You can make your little cut. But it's really just a matter of now. I'm right-handed, so I have to go flip that around the back. I mean, if you want the banner to sort of match, that's how I do it. Of course, we have scan and cuts, a lot of us. We don't make banners this way at all. This is too much work. And die cuts, but, you know, or we have banner, corner, punchers, and all that. But this is the way to make a banner quickly if you don't have all those extra tools. I would actually hardly ever make a banner this way unless I'm in a hurry. Come on, come off. So there you go. So that's how to make the outside of the banner. That's what I did. And then I just did a fold. I went like that, and I went like that. Okay? So that's all I did. Right? I went like, I'll just do it again on this side. I went like that, and I went like that. And before you push that one too tight, you want to give it a look and look-see-loo and go, okay, nope, it needs to be over that way a little bit more. See what I'm saying? So you kind of, before you do the second side and you want to make it even, then you kind of push when you get it, and you're like, okay, good. And then what you do to make it stay that way and make it sort of 3D is you grab your little dimensionals, flip that around, put your dimensionals on there. I guess I got to make another card now. I'll do that right after this video is over. But then you put your dimensionals there to hold the banner together and to keep it 3D. So that's how I did it. I don't know how they did it because, like I said, I was sewing aprons at the time for my mom. And she does love to sew. She really does. She was actually happy that everybody, like her, in the apron world, her little video went practically viral for selling aprons. I mean, not viral, but viral in our little world. I did an Oktoberfest reel for her on her Oktoberfest aprons, and people went like, oh my gosh, I want to buy it, I want to buy it, I want to buy it. Okay, let me just see if I can put that on here or something. That would be cute. All right, so I've already colored these, and then I punched them out. Oh, yeah, we'll do something like that. Just to do something with this banner. Again, inspired by the coloring of the little circle and the lemon lolly with the blend on top of lemon lolly was inspired by World Card Making Day. So now, right after this, I'm going to make one more card using this little element. And I won't do the, the watercolor shapes on it, but I will do just some designer series paper on it. I hope you enjoyed this. And I wanted to now tell you last minute here about what is happening on Monday. So all these resources are going to be linked. I think I might have already done it, but I'll link to World Card Making Day so you can see the instructions for the Circle Sayings card like this, the Earth and Textures card like this, the card making supply list, the heartfelt hexagon card, the measurements. So these are all PDFs. You can read it download those. So anyway, during Card Making Day today, they announced that there's free shipping. Thank you, Phil. I'm glad you like my cards. Go to my website, and I also put a little banner on my website, paperchef.stampinup.net. And then please bookmark my website and start making your wish list, because if your order is $75 or more, this is the first time, I think, in Stampin' Up! History, in our 35 years, that they did a 3-day free shipping sale. First time since I've been a demonstrator, since 2016, that I've ever seen it. But I thought that the CEO said it was the first time ever. And she announced that there's 3 days of free shipping. The 9th, the 10th, I'm just going to show you these again while I'm talking. The 9th, the 10th, and the 11th of October. Orders of $75 or more qualify for free shipping. So if you're one of those demonstrators who's on the fence and you're thinking about becoming a demonstrator because the starter kit special is going on and you're a really great deal, well, the starter kit special already has free shipping. So now you can get free shipping on your starter kit. And then right after that, you can get free shipping on any orders those 3 days. So you'll be getting a demonstrator discount and free shipping. Like a total win-win situation. So, check that out on my website. All right, well, that's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Happy World Card Making Day. Have a great day. And we'll see you again real soon. We'll be back to Berry Cute this week. Berry Cute Workshop Series Part 2. We have already done Part 1 of Berry Christmas. So that's what we're going to be doing is Part 2 of Oh, sorry, Berry Cute. Berry Cute. Berry Christmas is the paper. Bye, everybody.